I know what you're thinking. That's not Snowdonia. No, it's not. It's Inverness, just down there. Not my usual location. I've come away with Monty and the missus in the van, and we are going to do a road trip around the NC500, which is a 516-mile road trip around the very top of Scotland. We've just stopped at the campsite. This is our Tower campsite near Inverness. And we've stopped here just to replenish our stocks of water, have a shower and all of that kind of stuff before we head out. And we don't know what we're going to find because we've not really researched it. We just thought we'd come up to Scotland. We went to Northumberland on the way, stopped at Petzl Beach, where I took a couple of images. Not brilliant. Horrible flat conditions, and well, the sea wasn't flat. There was a bitter easterly wind, but we got there when it was high tide, so what I had intended to do I couldn't do, and I had to look for some other shots. I think I may have got one or two, which I'll show just after this, but no, now it is time to hit the road, having replenished everything, and we're ready to go for 4 or 5 days around the very top of Scotland. Well, this is the first location on the NC500 that we're going to photograph on our way round. The Whaligoe Steps, a few miles south of Wick. Today is a blue sky day, and the sun's pretty strong as well. I was hoping there'd be a bit more shadow cast here, and there isn't. I haven't got time to hang around. But I think this one's going to be a 70 to 200 shot. There isn't really any foreground to play around with. I was hoping for a little bit more water in the waterfall. You'll probably see Lisa's over there as well with Monty, so I'm quite surprised she managed to get down those steps without Monty pulling her down as well. A bit dangerous, but yeah, there's about 330 steps here down to the bottom of the cliffs. In the old days, the fishing, small fishing boats would come in, and apparently the ladies who lived at the top would, in their heels and skirts, carry the catch to the top of the cliffs. But none of that today. It's just something really interesting to come and see. Photographically speaking, like I was saying, there's not much shadow. It's a bit of, I kind of wanted a bit of a dry day, and as luck would have it, we've got some wonderful weather, and it's going to remain pretty wonderful for the next few days. So wonderful if you are traveling around and seeing the sights, not so wonderful if you are into photography, where you really want to get that dry feeling into the images. So I'm not really holding out much hope for this trip in terms of photographs, but you know, we'll wait and see. So 70-200. Give it a shot, pick out some details. Quite a few seabirds around. I think I need a slightly bigger lens for those though. Well, those steps were quite interesting, but now I've come to one of the most northern parts of the UK. Well, not the UK, the mainland anyway. Duncansby Head, right next to John O'Groats. And the reason why I've come here is because of these cliffs, these really interesting cliffs. And as you can see, there's some nice light there, and this is absolutely spectacular. No, it's not. I haven't come here because of those cliffs. No. If I think of some of the most spectacular locations in the UK that I can think of Elgol on the Isle of Skye, overlooking the Coolin. I think of Cribgoch in Snowdonia, fantastic ridgeline up to Snowdon. Other places, Stack Polly in Assynt, or Sutherland, Westerost, looking out over towards Sullivan. Really awesome, spectacular locations, but until I'd visited this place, until I'd seen it with my eyes, I didn't realise just how amazing this is. And this ranks up there as one of the locations, I think, in the British Isles, and it is Duncansby Head. And the stacks, these stacks here are unbelievable. Way bigger than I expected. And down on this beach there is some absolutely fantastic Elgol-esque rockage. Amazing for the type of image that I love to get, portrait type images with strong foregrounds. And there we go. That's just a taste of what is here. The light, at least I'm going to get some, there's a little bit of light on the stacks at the minute, which is quite nice. No light on the foreground, but that's fine. I could come back in the morning, but actually at this time of year, the sun rises behind this headland here. And therefore there won't be any foreground light. So, you know, maybe if I was here, you know, a couple of hours after sunrise on a really stormy day, get some storm light, this could be absolutely epic. But you know, it's high pressure at the minute, and beggars can't be choosers. So make do with what we got. I am quite happy with this shot. I hope you like it too. Now, I started this video by saying that we were going to be doing the NC500, and we've made it up to here on the first day, John O'Groats. Unfortunately, we've heard some pretty bad news, so quite possibly this will be the only video in this particular NC500 series, because we might have to head home in the morning straight away. So anyway, that's life, I guess. And we shall deal with it. But anyway, it's been a cracking little drive up here. What a fantastic road. You know, not as spectacular as the west coast of Scotland, but even so, it's got its charms, with plenty of distilleries and all that kind of stuff on the way. So you know, definitely worth popping up here. And I think Monty's getting cold, so we're probably going to head back to the van very shortly. I think there's probably about half an hour left of sun on those stacks, so time to get one or two more images. And here's the gallery. Hope you enjoy.